No,
And
I had one yesterday, and she was like, "I'm not showing myself on video." Flicked herself on video, and then buggered off. So, how you doing over all this stuff going on?
pretty well. It's pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, whereabouts are you from? Because I'm terrible with stuff.
I live about 6 hours from Chicago.
See, I've got, as you could tell with the appalling accent, I'm from UK, so it's kind of
Yeah.
I I promised I'm not going to swear on this, but I hate it. It's just boring.
Oh yeah. Is what time is it over there?
It is 10:15 at night.
It's 10. Okay. I was confused on the timing.
Yeah, I was going to put on. Did you see it on the epilepsy site or did you see it on my Twitter?
I've seen it on the epilepsy site.
Next time I'll put an American timeline with it because I noticed it and I was like, oh bloody hell! Some people haven't got it, and I'm like, you bloody idiot.
Yeah, I was just like I had to look it up and find the difference. I've seen, using UK. I'm like, well, Corley,
Yeah,
UK. I just had to look up the time difference, and like, okay,
well,
that should be around 4 o'clock.
yeah. Next time I'll make sure I put that on because I kind of yeah I've got my chef diplomas. I'll stick to that timing now.
Yeah. Well, man, after 10, that's like my bedtime, man.
Oh, honestly, because the website that I've got up and running, got me Twitter up and running, got so yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, plus I've got my website. I think on average, I'm going to bed at oh 1:30, 2 in the morning, and then I'm up at 7:30
Wow.
because I've got a little sister who's 14 and she's still at school, so it's kind of make sure. But unfortunately, because I have to be up early, because
Yeah.
my mum, she's 44, when in 2015 she had two severe strokes. So it's like there's a lot going on and a lot of stuff to do. But to me, that's why I'm focusing on this. It's kind of that's the reason I set this channel up, and like the
Yeah.
reason why because like the picture I posted on the epilepsy site when I fractured on my cheekbone, I was like, yeah, I've thought to myself, I lost my chef job because of it, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I can sit and complain, saying, oh no, I've broke my face, which actually made an improvement if you look closely. it's I look at that and think there's some people having 100+ seizures a day, and you think I had 6 absences yesterday, and you think, well, you can't complain. You just got to
Yeah.
get on with it. You don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 41.
Bloody, I thought you were younger than
Huh?
that.
41, man. I'm getting up there.
How old would, if you didn't read the epilepsy site, how old would you think I was?
Um,
Yeah, be nice.
say about,
18, I'm 24.
I was gonna say about 20,
Oh, God.
21.
Yeah, I think it's because I haven't touched a drop of alcohol. I still look beautiful.
Yeah. It's the hair, man.
Oh, this, yeah, you'll not believe how many times I've had to cut it because my mum's like, you're having it cut. Nah, no chance.
Yeah. A lot of younger kids wear the hair over like that.
I've it normally because obviously as a chef, your hair can't be
Yeah.
your face. So it's normally I can either have it that way, or I can have it back.
Yeah.
So I literally just bandana on, full
Yeah.
gangster.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you're 24.
yeah, but to be fair, kind of my friends are this because I don't go out anyway.
Yeah, I don't either.
No, because I kind of, I'd say, I don't know if you've ever had it, But when people make the jokes about epilepsy, it's like I had someone say to me, they asked me, my girlfriend at the time, she said to me, "Oh, do you want to come on a night out?" She knows I can't drink, and she's fine with that because she needs a shake. But one of her friends was there and just went, "Oh, if you went to a nightclub with us, would you do?" I excuse the word. She just went, "Would you
Yeah.
start spazzing out on the floor?" And at first I thought, should I be upset by that? But I just made the joke and just went, "Well, look on the upside, I'll be the best dancer there." You've just got to take humour to it.
Yeah.
Because what is the point of, say, like, I didn't have epilepsy and I made a joke to you. If you got really upset by it, you think, no, just take it on the chin, because we've all got enough stuff going on to kind of be like offended by one stupid person.
Yeah.
But I've literally got, working on myself, I've literally got a whole bunch of questions to get through.
Yeah. I know.
I've literally been working on this all day.
Oh, really? My neighbor drinks a lot.
Now
He's always asking me.
that's literally it. Book of ideas for my epilepsy journey.
Wow.
Which is about 20 pages of stuff I've been working on. So one of my questions for you is that how do you cope with it?
How do I cope with it? Um, God, man, I'm a Christian. I go to church. I read my Bible every day. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I respect
Because
that.
I've been young. When I was young, I didn't, and then after I had brain surgery, I had I took blood thinners,
Yeah,
and I had surgery, and they had blood clots that was going to my brain and up my lungs. So
bloody hell.
I was in the hospital for about 3 or 4 months in
Well,
ICU,
good to see you.
and
You're okay. That's the main thing.
I was like, man, I'm alive for a reason.
Yeah,
Because they told me up there in the hospital that I wasn't going to make it. They told my mom and my dad, and that I wasn't going to make it through that. And I knew up there that I was alive for a reason.
yeah.
And since I've come out of the hospital, I've got 3 more kids.
Well, congrats.
And so it's God that for me.
I'll be honest, I'm not much of a. I respect people who have faith in religion.
Yeah.
I lost my little sister when she was 11 in 2010.
Sorry.
That's all right. I I thought to myself, well, if God's supposed to do good things to good people, that's the way I used to get. And I got really depressed with it. But then I
Yeah.
thought, she's watching over me,
Yeah.
and she's pushing me forwards. And if she saw me now, saying to
Yeah.
herself, "Oh," metaphorically here, putting a gun to my head, just sat here, what an
Yeah.
idiot she would think of me, thinking, "You
Yeah.
selfish sod."
Yeah.
So that's what. And my little sister, she's 14. She saw me have. I had one, like a big drop one, give myself all the black eye, butterfly stitches, and
Yeah.
I'm 6'5", so that did quite a bit of damage. And she rolled me onto my side, called my dad, called an ambulance, and you think, she is, when she was born as she should have been born on Christmas Day. She was born on October the 13th. That's how early she was. She was 3 pounds.
What day was she born?
October the 13th.
My birthday's October the 12th.
And she should have been born on Christmas Day, and she was
Yeah.
3 pound one. They thought, with how early she was, they didn't think she was going
Yeah.
to talk, she was going to walk or anything. She started walking on her second birthday,
Wow.
and she's 5'5" now, healthy as can ever, and she's probably the most I can't even describe how strong she is. And she's what keeps me going. As well as after losing my little sister, she keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my mum had 2 severe strokes, so she's had to witness that. She's had to witness losing her sister, older sister. I think,
Yeah.
what have I got to complain about? She's gone through hell and back and still
Yeah.
smiles and giggles. I
Yeah.
can't. That's why I respect people's religion. At first, I just thought, nah, I think it's a load of rubbish. But when I
Yeah.
actually put it into perspective, I completely respect it, and I do actually understand it quite a lot more than I used
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Well, I do too. I didn't when I was younger, but now that's the only way I can get through it. It really is.
Yes, kind of. That's the way I look at it, thinking she's my. I tried to explain to my little sister because she went through a rough patch, and obviously she would,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Why's this happened?" And we always have a laugh now, and because my sister, her name's Abby, and her saying was, "Don't worry, be hippie," because she was obsessed with rainbow colours, and we got her a
Yeah.
sign that says it. Every time she looks at it, she's always laughing and giggling, sees something rainbow, and she's always like, "Oh, Abby would love that." And it was quite funny. My dad, he drives a Porsche Carrera 4, and he's he pulled up outside the house before, and there was a white feather stuck to the grill. And we were like laughing and really confused because we were actually talking about her about 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's my little signs that keeps me going. And about on my birthday, I always go up and see her, go up to
Yeah.
where her grave is. And I swear down, I felt a hand push down on my shoulder. It was the strangest thing to the point of I thought someone was stood behind me.
Yeah.
And she's definitely the light in the sky that keeps me going.
That's good, man.
But it's kind of one of my next questions for you. Would with growing up, when were you diagnosed with it?
Um, 2000. So, see, I was about 20.
I was 10 when they diagnosed mine. Do you have any regrets for kind of how you were when you were younger, like frustration or anything like that, the way you were?
Like before I was diagnosed, or
As you kind of found out and going through it, because like mine was never physical. I'm ashamed to say it, but mine sometimes was. I get really frustrated, and at school, you will not believe the amount of fights that I got into.
yeah,
And because somebody would make a joke to me, and obviously, because I'd only been diagnosed for a couple of years, that kind of hit a spark in my head, and I'm like, oh, and I just snapped and I broke his nose. And I actually see him now. He lives near me, and we still talk to each other. We respect that we've grown up. He admits he was an idiot. I was an idiot. We shook hands. We're now best mates.
yeah. I think maybe kind of the same. I didn't actually get in any fights,
Yeah,
but just kind of snapping off at people.
yeah.
My
I've,
family, friends, was pretty much the same. Now that I think back about it, yeah.
yeah. It's
They would
one of
say you're going to
those.
be okay. You're going to be okay. I'm like nobody cares. You get away from me.
Yeah, it's kind of like why I've put my focus into this. That is my commitment because what I've said out, and I've said this to my dad, and actually wrote it in a jar about 5 years ago and padlocked it. Because I'm like, I'm not going to change my mind. I opened it a few weeks ago, and I said, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to call it. I said, my goal is to change the world. That is
Yeah,
it. Because people's perspective on epilepsy, they just say, oh, disability. And I look at it, it's not a disability, it's an inability.
yeah,
Because I hate the word disabled, and the inability. It's like at the moment, on the 22nd, I've got an MRI and an ECG, and I'm being put forward to sometime within the next 12 weeks to have that VNS, the magnet thing in your chest. The pulp is basically like a pacemaker thing. It goes up to the vagus nerve, the whole magnet thing.
Yeah.
And they put me forwards for that. And I'm like, right. And my focus now is get this going. And actually, for people to know Aaron's the one who helped me. Aaron's the one who put me, instead of feeling like the voice and that I was unheard, he's now given me the confidence to talk about it. That's why I'm doing the video chats.
Yeah.
Because I want other people's perspective, because I don't know anybody near me who has epilepsy at all. So I can't talk to anyone. I've tried to explain stuff to my dad.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know anybody else.
I've tried to explain it to him, but it's kind of like, because they've never experienced it, they don't know how frustrating it is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really glad I've set this up, because like you and me talking now, we've got the same sort of comparison of the short temper and just lashing out at someone. It's not just me.
Yeah.
And kind of like, I use the way you've said stuff of believing in God, that's now taking an impact on me and thinking, well, that's the way someone else is thinking. That's the way I need to be thinking. So it's kind of, that's my focus now. Get on with this. While I'm not working as a chef till I have this operation done, I can be going back doing it next year.
Yeah.
That my focus is to look after myself, get back fit and healthy, get this operation done, look after myself, go get a job, go back to my job as a chef, and hopefully become a inspirational speaker in front of people.
Yeah.
That is my goal. So I've kind of got my heart set on that, and I'm not letting go.
Yeah. Oh, you got to have what do you say, a surgery or something?
It's like, it's just there. They put it's like a little magnet, probably about the size. Oh, let's say I can't actually think of the size of it. It was probably about that big, little magnet that I've posted a picture up on the epilepsy site of the operation before.
Oh, yeah.
They said, I was like, how long am I going to be in hospital for? And they went, oh, you'll be in hospital, you'll be in there for 45 minutes and then you could go home. Right. 45 minutes? Yeah. It's that quick.
Yeah.
But it's like when I fell, I was actually up the road from a petrol station. I fell face first, just walking with my mum and just in a wheelchair. She's got an electric one, with my little sister, and literally just fell straight first into concrete, fractured all here.
Yeah. Wow.
And there was a girl, Kelsey, my little sister. She ran back to the house because she forgot her phone. Called my dad. My dad drove straight to me because the ambulance was there. And what I forgot the joke, but it really upset my little sister because she went, "Oh, what's black and blue and covered in red?" Said, what? She said, "Oh, your brother having an epileptic fit on the floor." It's like, you say that to a 14-year-old who's been through enough. This girl bullies her as well, keeps calling her fat. She was refusing to eat, and I'm like, I'm not standing for that. That's why I get all the inspirational quotes that I put on my epilepsy site. I also tell her.
Yeah.
Because, and now she's coming up for, I don't know what it is in America, but say like you have the GCSEs, we have high school, and then we have college, and then we have university.
Yeah.
She's already doing her GCSEs to get into college. She's doing her chef diplomas. I was like, well, your brother's a chef, so you can help with that one.
Yeah.
And she's doing creative iMedia, so like animation. You're like, my dad's a professional photographer, and so is my brother. But my brother's also a primary school teacher.
Yeah.
That's where he's 25. I swear, I'm kind of me doing this. I've told him everything I've experienced. I've wrote down, and
Yeah.
I've told him because I think he's just become head teacher because he's actually the only male teacher in the school. He's and I ring him up every couple of nights and explain to him, right, well, this is what's happened, this, explain how I feel. And and they actually did a course at his school about saying, oh, does anybody know anyone with epilepsy? And my brother's like, my brother? Next minute, he's giving a 40-minute kind of talk about, well, yeah, I've noticed this with him, I've noticed this. That's like, in a way, I kind of look at it as a blessing because that's honestly, that's a pretty great way of the way I look at it. I look at it like God's gift because if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be talking to you now.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had this idea.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know anybody with epilepsy either. I usually just talk to my mom. I mean, she's just like somebody to vent to, really.
Same with mine.
Doesn't know what going through. Just kind of, like I said, like somebody to vent to.
Yeah. Your mum's someone there to talk to and try and understand the concept of what you
Yeah,
need.
she doesn't understand it, but she's good about listening. And
It's what mums are great at, innit? Even though my mum's 5'11" and she's not afraid to give me a whack if I'm out of line.
yeah, I'm still the same. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Oh, if you sit on your ass on the couch, you'll hear about it.
Yeah, my mom's.
They'll say to me, "Oh, what are you cooking for dinner?" I was like, I'll decide." No, get your ass up now.
Yeah, little kid. That's the way you got to do it with my daughter sometimes.
Now, because of how busy I am with this, my little sister, it's like, yeah, click your fingers. It's like, right, you're sorting dinner out this time. And honestly, some of the stuff she can cook, at someone who's 14, you would look and think, even I can't bloody do that. She does, because of what I work in an Italian restaurant, everything looking precise, kind of, if something's wrong, I will start again, even if it's just at home. Because it's habit. And she did pasta and meatballs yesterday. And she's literally stood there with the cheese, sprinkling it over, and she was like, next minute, roll a kitchen roll, wiping around the plate to make sure there was no sauce anywhere. And she's on it, honestly, she's awesome. How old are your little ones? Probably not so young, actually.
You're a chef?
Yeah, so my mum's hairdresser, my brother and my dad are both photographers. My little sister wants to be creative iMedia or a chef. I'm like, yeah, I'm the one who suffers with epilepsy, and a chef is the one I go with.
Yeah.
If
I ever come over there, I need to look you up for food then.
Trust me, the stuff that I've cooked. But honestly, my girlfriend's mum and dad hated me because they said, "Oh, you put me to shame." I'm like, you asked me to cook.
Yeah, no kidding.
I offered to cook. I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years, and we actually split up about 3 days ago. And she was sitting, her mum and dad were like, I was like, right, you know what? I'm going to cook for her. You two go out for dinner. And I cooked something for it. It looked perfect. And her mum and dad cleaned up all the kitchen for him, scrubbed it all up. So I'm like, well, I've used it. It's theirs. And they got really mad at me because they went, oh, we can never cook anything like that. Because I was giving her mum tips of how to do stuff. I'm like, I'm a bloody chef. I don't do it on purpose. It's literally just mental, and I'm like, I can't cope with this now. They didn't like me after that, and my girlfriend she's only 4'11". I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
And I would purposely, when we're crossing the road, just go, "Come along, children," because her dad was 5'4" and her mum was 5'2". So I got a nice punch in the ribs for it.
Don't give tips no more.
And I don't even, after splitting up with her, I don't talk to her now. It's kind of out of my life. She didn't like the fact of I can't come and see her. She actually kicked off with me the other day. She was like, "Oh, I thought you loved me," and I was like, "Well, not that much." I'm not risking my own health going out when where I am, where she is on lockdown. It's only 20 minutes away, but obviously I don't drive yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not risking going 25 minutes up the road to come and say hello for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, but she's like, "Oh, I thought you loved me." I'm like, "Oh, go away. I can't handle that." And then it was just that, "Oh, well, I don't think this is going to work out if you never see me." And I was like, "Right, well, suit yourself."
Wow.
Can't handle it. I'm still young, so it's not as if I'm going to have my fair share of screw ups.
Yeah.
You
How
yourself?
how far do you live from London?
Uh, Probably about 3.5, 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah. My dad's from London. My mum's from up north. So that's where I kind of have a bit of a screw up of accent.
I don't know. I don't know much about over there.
Oh, trust me, it ain't that impressive.
Like the where things are at or anything.
Oh, we've just had announced by
Just kind
our
of know where London is.
we've just had it come out probably. Literally, I just saw it on me because I've got two monitors, and literally just see it. Boris Johnson has announced you can't have more than 6 people. It is now against the law.
Oh my Lord.
And I'm like, well, that's all right. I sit indoors anyway.
That's not many.
uh, but that is a question for you. When you were growing up at school, did you go to what we describe as university? You'd describe as college. Do you ever go?
No, I didn't go to college.
No.
Once I just finished high school and that was it.
I,
Guess
I,
I
I confused an American because they went, "Oh, you went to college for 4 years," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah. How old are you?" And I was like, at the time I was 23. He went, "Bloody hell, you must have been pretty smart." And I'm like, I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it at that until I explained to her about 20 minutes later. No, our educational system's a lot different to yours. And they were like, "Oh."
we call college here. What's that over there?
University.
University. What's high school over there?
We have primary school, so from 6 to 11, and then from 11 to 16 we have high school, and then we have college, and then we have university.
Oh wow. That is strange.
Uh, with what's your view on Donald Trump at the moment?
I don't know. It's strange. I mean, he's just a guy, really. I mean,
Kind of,
I try to stay away from all that stuff, you know.
I thought the thing that came out in the news saying that he's now allowing mental health people to buy guns. I'm like, my mum and dad won't even let me own a paintball gun.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, it was on. I was watching it on TV. People with mental health are allowed to carry a gun. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Actually, most of the news over here you can't watch.
No.
I mean, pretty much any of the news channels over here you can't watch
Well,
because
like,
they mostly all are lies.
yeah, it's like I kind of there's no guns allowed in this country apart from farmers. They can have a shotgun, and that's it.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
crazy.
yeah, you know the BB guns, the little plastic pellets.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mum and dad wouldn't even let me have one of them. Which I'd
Really?
say yes. I said, you know what, mum? Can I have a paintball gun? And she went, if you buy one of those, I will kill you with it. She went, I will find a way.
Really?
Yeah, they're not a big fan of them. They but they don't like violence in general. It's like I said, Mum, if I didn't have epilepsy, I'd love to be a cage fighter. And she just went, the only person punching you will be me.
So they don't. You guys don't have like just have deer hunting and stuff like that?
No, not at all. No,
Really?
yeah, no guns. It's like how knives, the only knives that you're allowed to have are my kitchen ones. If you go in, I used to have a set of knives that we had to buy with college that had all your engraving of your name on it, and we had the chef all of it folded up. You had to have a padlock on it and keep your student pass on because I had the police come up to me one time because they were like, "What is that?" And they actually had to ring the college. I had my chef's jacket on at the time, which has got my name on it, and they went, "Are these his?" And my college had to bail me out and go, "No, no, 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 it's fine, it's fine. He's doing our course." I'm like, bloody hell.
Wow. I can't. That's surprising. They don't have hunting.
Uh, we we
I mean,
pretty much
it's
rules are a lot stricter over here than they're quite loose
yeah.
with America, aren't they?
I, I mean, they have fishing.
Oh, we've got fishing, but you have to. There's some places. There's two places to fish around near me, and it's actually
Oh,
that strict with stuff. Once you catch a fish, you have to throw it back. You're not allowed to keep it.
you can't keep it.
No, you have to throw it back. I'm thinking, well, that's
Wow.
really 6 hours wasted, isn't it?
No kidding. Oh yeah, I like to go fishing and then eat the fish.
Hey, you're not actually allowed. There's a lot you're not allowed to do. It's like,
Really?
yes, like
That's
it's like tattoos and stuff. You can. I've got two. And
yeah,
one's from a band, which you could actually say is quite religious. It wasn't intended to be,
yeah,
but you might be able to read it. Just there, it says it says a savior will be there written on it,
yeah. Yeah,
and
seen
there
that.
and there is angel wings with my little sister's name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mum and dad said, "Have whatever you can have, whatever tattoos you want, as long as they're not on your hands, your face, or your neck." I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm not going for the Mike Tyson just yet."
Well, you can only get them in certain places.
Yeah, I can go for. I can't have them on my neck, even though I design tattoos for myself. I don't do it for anyone else because I can't be asked. But that's kind of what I do. That's kind of my. That's one of the questions I was actually going to ask. That's kind of my wind down. If I'm feeling stressed or anything, get the paper out, sit. I've spent about 5 hours with one A4 piece of paper just drawing an owl. It's like, what do you, if you're ever, say have you had any seizures recently?
Um, my last one was it's been about 2.5 weeks ago. I had one.
Say like if, bloody webcams. Say like do you get stressed after them and quite, or do you just get on with it?
Well, stressed. I don't really get stressed anymore. Most time I just sleep it off and
That's one thing I kind of, that's why I draw, because it just like decompresses everything. But one bit of advice I can give that it might help you, because it helps me a lot. If once you've had say an absence, which lasts, mine can last 20, 30 seconds, the best thing that I do is actually keep moving afterwards. If you keep your brain active, it doesn't give your brain time to slow down to then think, you know what, so I'm going to go to sleep. I've noticed I had 6 last week in one day
wow.
and didn't go to sleep once because I was like, right. And probably about 10 minutes later, my mum and dad were really stunned. I was like, you know what, I need to walk to the shop. I had no idea that I'd had a absence because my mum and dad know that if they tell me, it'll frustrate me because I get the thing. They don't frustrate me having them. It more frustrates me the fact that my little sister witnesses it.
Yeah.
Because when I fell and did my face, that's probably the thing that actually really angered me because she witnessed it, and that frustrates me. It upsets me quite a lot because you think she's gone through enough, and to see her older brother like that on the floor, completely messed up his face, and after my dad took me to hospital. I'd actually, when they put my face on to scan my cheekbone, my dad told me I fell again and actually had 3 more while in the hospital, and I was in resus for about 9 hours before coming around. But that didn't bother me. I spent a nice night in hospital, but I didn't let it bother me. I posted it on my Instagram because I have the epilepsy one as well, and I
Yeah.
actually just for fun, I actually took a selfie the day after where it's all like scabbed up and can stop. And I'm walking to the shop and just put in feeling good because you can't. Oh, hello to the person on the left. You can't let these things beat you because it's like giving in, because don't let epilepsy win with what you have to go. What? Oh, hello.
Sorry, man.
To see someone peeking at camera, it's like
Yeah. Kids.
I literally closed my bedroom door. Fortunately, my little sister was going to bed. I was like, if you come in, she's like, I won't. I was like, don't even come in for a laugh and just go and peek your head round the corner. She does it. She did it with my girlfriend. She'd come up and just go, hello, and just look over
Yeah,
the
the
corner.
kids like to see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't have any kids. But there's my little sister. She's just a little bugger. I think that's probably one of the things that scared me the most of my girlfriend. She was like, next minute, firing pictures of engagement rings and go, oh yeah, in the future, I'd love to be a stay-at-home mom. And that, honestly, I had 3 absences after that. And I had a conclusion of, I reckon that was because it freaks me out that much. It stressed me
Yeah.
out subconsciously because I'm thinking, bloody hell, that's what she wants. And I'm like, I'm trying to concentrate on this, trying to build a career. And she doesn't
Yeah.
work at all. She's 23. And I said, have you ever looked at getting into a job? And her response was, no, I'm not bothered about getting one. I was like, I'm getting so frustrated of not being able to work because of this, because of having the operation done. I'm getting annoyed of not being able to work, and you're sat on your ass, not even bothering. That's the way I look at it. If some forms of epilepsy, I know you're not actually allowed to work, which I completely respect because if you can't, you can't.
Yeah.
But the fact of I know, and I actually saw my boss the other day because the restaurant's about 10 minutes up, like 5 minute walk. And he asked me, like, how you doing? Explain the operation to him.
Yeah.
And he just went, right, okay, as soon as you have it done, take your time coming back. Don't worry, your job is still here. It will be waiting for you. And I'm like, I respect that because sorry, someone's just I'm surprised someone just bloody tweets me as I'm busy. But it's like at least I get that sort of respect that kind of is he knows how difficult it is, and he was like, no, don't worry, job's still yours. Just come back when you're ready. Take your time. I don't care how long it takes.
That's good.
But it's kind of like what. As I say, I've got literally all my questions. So if you just see me looking down, it's just because obviously you will actually know with seizures and stuff, your memory is terrible.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I'm literally flicking through pages now, thinking, what am I going to say next? Right, got me question now. It's about proving people wrong, because I know from college, my teacher when I was doing my chef diplomas actually told me, you're going to be a failure in life. You're never going to become a chef. And I'm like, is she trying to say that to motivate me, or? And no, she never said it to anyone else. And I was like, since you're religious, I'm not going to swear. And I said on these things, I'm not going to. But she said, you're terrible at what you do, and you're at what you do. And I'm like, I've been at college for 2 years. And it's like, what I do now, I was like, you know what? Put that to the back of my head, and I'm going to prove her wrong. And we had to do coursework that we had to spend a minimum of 500 hours on it in total. And they had to log it all for how many hours. You had to scan your student pass. And I think it was about 647 hours, I think it was on it. And everyone else only just scraped it. Because I used to stay at college even after it closed, and we had the library open. I used to stay there, and I would walk 4.9 miles just to then get home. It's like the teacher calls you pathetic. Prove them wrong. If someone says to you, you're worthless, you're never going to accomplish anything, prove them wrong.
Yeah.
I told someone about this. I told someone about what I was doing, and they laughed at me. And they just went, God, no possible way can you do that, because they knew about my history of how frustrated I got. Like, how the hell can you motivate anyone? And I'm like, I've started this. I'm speaking to you now. They didn't even think, they were like, oh, you're not even going to get started with it. It's like, that's my way of proving people wrong, the fact of speaking to people. And I think that's what now I look as a positive of my teacher giving me so much rubbish and giving me so much kind of verbal abuse with it.
Yeah.
I look at that as that kind of give me the kick up the backside to, well, prove that you're better than them. Prove that you can do it. You're not proving it to them, you're proving it to yourself.
Yeah.
So and now 13 chef diplomas, qualified college, got the highest grade there, and now work in an Italian restaurant as a 4-star restaurant. And you think, I did all that, so if I can do that, why can't I do this? There's no point thinking, you can't say, what, do you work at all?
Huh?
So do you work at all?
No. Nope. I'm on disability. I hate it.
they offered what they call, I don't know if they have the same in America, but you know, ESA. You ever heard of it?
ESA.
Hmm.
It's it kind of sounds familiar.
It's kind of, you get paid per month on disability.
Yeah.
And I'll be completely honest, they a woman came round and she was like, "Oh, I'll help you fill the forms out," and I just told her to get out. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
"No, I'm not claiming." And I, I broke my face 29th of April last year, and I have not claimed a bit of benefit because I'm like, I'm not, the fact that I know I can work again, that's give me the drive. I'm not going to, this isn't a disrespect to you, I'm just saying what I mean.
Yeah.
It's, I don't look at it as I'm just going to sit there and claim it. That's not the way I view it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know that I can work, so do it.
Yeah.
If you can't, then that fair enough. If that's what you have, then yeah, I'm sorry that that's had to happen. But if it's happened, it's happened. It's kind of like how you said when you're in hospital, you're here.
Yeah.
Not many people are, and a lot of people. There's a band that I listen to is called Evanescence,
Yeah.
and her brother, 24, he had an epileptic seizure in the night and didn't wake up. You think that's why I look at things and think, and from a quote from a band, each day's a gift and not a given right.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at life, because you think, what's the point of being sat around feeling sorry for yourself when you're
Yeah.
capable of doing something?
Yeah.
That's what I'm on this earth for. I'm going to stay on this earth and I'm not going to stop until I complete this. This is my mission
Yeah.
now,
Yeah. Mm.
because there's just no point starting it now. And I'm just thinking, it's like on Twitter, the followers that I've got. I had 23 last week. I'm on, how many? I'm on 37 now. My
That's good.
my dad's photography stuff, he was on about 800 the late on last year. He's on 33,000 now.
Wow.
So things take time. It's like, now I'm grateful I get to speak to you and get to learn about you. And I think that actually having this experience and understanding you and you understanding me will actually kind of, that light bulb now goes off in my head to think, well, it's not just me,
Yeah.
because the world can feel shut off, because
Yeah.
having, as I described, being was in a dark space, I felt for a long time that I was just locked in a room with no help.
Yeah.
That's what this was for. That's why my epilepsy team, when I saw it, I'm like, sign me up.
Yeah. Me too.
Because it's like, it is the equivalent to a Facebook, which is
Yeah.
great, because people talk on there, people do the whole comparison, and people are like, that's good, and have a conversation. It might not be actual face to face, but at least you've got someone to talk to.
Yeah.
I'm quite an antisocial sod anyway, but I don't have any friends in general. But because you mention epilepsy to someone and they don't want to know you.
Yeah. I'm glad you. I don't really either, and I think that's a big part of it.
Yes,
Uh,
that's
you know.
that's why I look at it and think, yeah, they want to ignore me and have nothing to do with me. Well, I look at it now of the person who gives you rubbish, they, because I am going to succeed, they're going to be telling people how they know me. not just, oh, I used to give him rubbish because I'm going to be up here while they're down there and go, oh, well, I know that person. That's the
Yeah.
way I look at things. Prove people wrong. Just hit the ground running and stay positive for things, because there's too
Yeah.
much negativity in this world, and someone needs to give someone a voice to do it, and that's my goal, to give people a voice and
Yeah.
to improve people's lives. That is my goal.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I don't have it. I don't have any friends either, except for
No,
people at church. Really, that's
at
about
least,
it.
that's a good thing. You have someone to communicate with.
I mean, I used to when I was younger, and then the epilepsy come, and
Mm. People look at it like it's a disease that they can catch, and they're like, "Oh, what you're."
it's like what in the world, man. So I'm sorry, man, but I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I'm glad that I have it, because it gives you people to talk to, people who are a hell of a lot more interesting than me,
Yeah.
and have different perspectives, because mine
Yeah.
was always just, oh yeah, my life can suck, blah blah blah, put a gun to your head.
Yeah.
Now understanding that people are going through the same stuff, you've got church, and I respect that, and I'm glad it's working for you. Me, I've got this for people to talk to, so it's like,
Yeah.
that's now you've learned that that's how I cope with it, and I explained about my little sister and all that, and I've explained to you that, you've explained to me you use church, which I honestly think is pretty cool that you do that, because there's not many people who I know who have anything to do with religion, and they just don't care, and they
Well,
they don't care about me at all. They saw me.
not in our country. There's not.
Nah, but I know my brother. He lives. He's now driving. Where he works is probably about 4.5, 5 hours. He lives away from here. He lives with his girlfriend. And when I broke all my face, he just went, "All right, I'm taking the day off work," and flew back just to see how I was.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what I'm really glad that I'm really close to my brother, even though not physically close to him, because of how far he lives, because of university, and now he's got his own life. But the fact of me and my brother were really close growing up, and I know if anything happens to me, I know he's always got my back.
Yeah.
That's why I look at it and think, just any conversation, my brother's always available for me. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling in a crappy low place. He'll be like, I still talk to my dad, because obviously my mum and dad live here.
Yeah.
If anything, my dad, doesn't matter if my dad's doing work, sat at his PC, he'll just stop what he's doing, sit and say, right, what's up?
Yeah.
Talk to him. And we spent about 3 hours talking about some things, and do the same with my brother. He's like, don't worry, things will change. But it's all about taking that single step in it. Because that's why doing this is kind of you. I had the sentence then, and I was going to say it. Right, I've remembered it now. Do the same things, get the same results. That's what my dad says to me. If I just
Yeah.
sat back feeling sorry for myself, the motivation's gone. And then
Yeah.
I look at things, be sat in front of my PC now, and thinking, oh, I just can't be arsed with it.
Yeah.
Straight after this, I'll be straight on my laptop or carrying on my PC, going straight on the epilepsy site, updating my Twitter, updating my Facebook, updating my website. Even. I'll be doing that straight after this. And I update it pretty much every night.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I'm really glad that I get to speak to you. And fingers crossed, I get to speak to you again. But anytime, yeah, but I'll remember, I'll put the US time as well. I'll remember to put that on. But so I'll be posting. It's that I've set up one for tomorrow, I've got it on the epilepsy site, but I'll edit the post in a bit, and I'll put the US time, and I'll tag you in it.
That's all right. I know it now. It's 6 hours difference. I got it figured out now.
I've had to. I'll be looking back because obviously America's not just one place, is it? So there's all different hours. So I'm thinking to myself, do I type them all out?
Yeah, they're all over. You should just keep it the way it is, man.
I'll just put UK 10 o'clock. I am 6 hours ahead.
Somebody comes from Australia or somewhere, they'll be different. And
My cousin comes from New Zealand, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's quite early in the morning." I can't be out speaking to you.
So just had to look it up. It wasn't no big deal.
Yes. Do you use Twitter at all?
Huh?
Do you use Twitter at all?
Twitter?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a Twitter.
Well, set one up and follow me. I'm always uploading Zoom meetings on there, and same on the epilepsy site. Every time one goes up on there, you'll see one up on there as well. It's just trying to get people to share the message now, and get this thing running, because now this lockdown's on. This is all I've got, because I can't go traveling to talk in front of people because you can't meet people.
Yeah. You guys are on lockdown?
Yeah, everything's on lockdown. Literally, my dad's like, "You walk to the shop." I walk to the shop on my own anyway, and he's like, "Right, hand sanitizer on yet?" Like, "Yep." "You got your face mask on yet?" "Yep." "See you in 20 minutes."
If we go in a grocery store somewhere, we have to wear a mask.
I don't wear one going to the shop, but there's a sign outside that says, "Put a mask on before you enter."
Yeah, that's the way it is here, but we're not on lockdown. Not anymore.
Ours has just kicked off as the news popped up on my Twitter saying that it is now. I've actually got it open. Yeah, Newcastle. Bars will be closed at 10 p.m. and households banned from mixed under plans due to announce tomorrow. So we're closed from 10 p.m. all pubs and bars and stuff. And Boris Johnson has imposed rule of 6 in bid to curb rise of coronavirus cases to avoid new lockdown. So we've got that going on.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's true because I don't go out anyway. It's just a normal day for me.
Well, that's when we had the first lockdown here, I told people, I was like, don't even bother me. I'm used to this.
It's same with me, because since my mum had 2 major strokes, I'm down. I look after my mum.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I'm in all day anyway, since I'm not at college anymore. So
Yeah.
because my dad works, he owns 4 different businesses, and he works his arse off. At weekends he does photo shoots for for his own business. So he does that, works during the week, 2 different companies that he owns during the week, and then comes back and then literally gets on with work to about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, goes to sleep, up at 8:30, ready for the next day.
Wow.
So he does a hell of a lot that we kind of put into perspective and think, bloody hell, we're lazy. That's kind of how much he works. You think we go on holiday, he literally just had a laptop next to him. He's kind of like, if I took his laptop off him and hid it, I think he'd have a breakdown.
Yeah.
It's like the There's no alcohol in this house whatsoever. No, nobody drinks.
Yeah, same way here.
Yeah, I don't see the point in it. People, you are literally. I say I'll change my words here. You're literally just peeing your money away.
Yeah,
Literally. It's like smoking. Your money's literally going up in smoke.
yeah. I did smoke, so
I had one. I'll admit to that, but that was probably about a year and a half ago. But never touched them since. I'm like,
I've been
nah, I'm not getting into this.
well, I've been quit smoking for about 6 months now.
That's good. People say it's like a way of relieving stress, so that kind of might be your way of doing it, of just keep decompressing yourself or whatever, just kind of relax yourself.
I don't know. I don't know if it's stress or just something to do.
I think that's what it is. That's kind of my mum used to smoke, and what I did was, the Mentos, the mint sweets, the chewable ones.
Yeah.
What I did, I went to the shop and I buy a pack of 6 of them. I'm like, if you ever craving for a cigarette, eat one of those. And she eats those in the day now instead of smoking.
Yeah. I think it's just something to do with your hands and they keep busy. That's the way it was for me anyway. Just something to do.
That's the
Go
most.
outside.
I just annoy my mum and dad because obviously I don't keep my hands still anyway. I talk a lot with my hands, as you probably notice quite a lot.
I,
I
I,
I the thing my mum and dad keep getting really annoyed at me because I'll end up just tapping my hands like a drummer, and they'll get really annoyed at me. Just like, would you stop tapping your hands? I'm like, no, because if I'm bored, I'll get a beat stuck in my head. I end up just tapping out. Like, would you just sit on your hands? No.
yeah.
What time is it there?
Huh?
What time is it there?
I still didn't get that second word.
What time?
What time?
Yeah,
5:15.
it's 20 past 11 at night. Yeah.
Yeah, well. Yeah, that's what time it is.
Do you watch American football? Well, as you would describe as football. Do you watch it?
I haven't this year yet. No.
I haven't quite decided on a team yet, to be quite honest. I'll watch it, but I'll pick a team while I'm watching it. I haven't quite picked one. Because I know Tom Brady used to play for the New England Patriots, but he changed, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to.
I
No, go on.
I like the Arizona Cardinals.
We know what then. From now on, then that's who I'll stick with. And every
But they
time
suck.
actually, you know what? Then I'll keep with the. I'll pick a team and I'll post it on the epilepsy site. I'm sticking by this. And then if our teams ever play against each other, we know what to argue about. Come on, video chat and just argue.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arizona, they suck.
I can't believe how long the games last though. Because
Yeah.
of, because of the timing, because of when it comes on in America, because it's on Sky Sports NFL for us. It only comes on at 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's so late.
So I'm literally right. Okay, how am I going to stay awake? And a couple of times I have dozed off. I'm like, bloody hell, you need to stay awake. It's like the Super Bowl. I love watching it. I think it's great. But it's kind of like, right, stay awake. I've been waiting for this. I've got it on record. And I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep for an hour beforehand. I still don't quite understand the rules of some of it. I'm still trying to catch up with it.
Yeah.
A couple of things I'm like, what the hell does that mean? It's a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot more brutal than we have rugby.
Yeah. I like watching hockey. Is my favorite.
Yeah. Did you ever play American football at all?
No,
Actually, it's in head, isn't it?
no, I never did. I played. I used to play baseball when I was younger and basketball.
See, we at our school, at high school, we either had the chance of playing basketball or we played, as you would call, soccer.
Yeah,
And surprisingly, I used to be a goalkeeper. And
really.
the amount I've broken the fingers in my right hand 3 times. And I've literally injured myself that many times because I've been stamped on. But my mum and dad would be like, at school, they'd be like, writing me a note, he's not bloody playing rugby. Because
Yeah,
there's a lot of people in my lessons who didn't like me. So they'd purposely probably try and elbow me in the head or something. So I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll stand at the side, my headphones in, and just listen to Metallica for a few hours. But are you left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
See, probably since you're religious, it probably isn't going to go down well. But I'm technically, actually no, actually that's wrong. I'm ambidextrous. I'm left and right-handed. So, but we used to try playing. We played baseball. We had all baseballs at school, and we had, do you know the boards where you can test of how fast you can throw?
Yeah,
Everybody in my lesson was like, "Oh, I could throw really quick," and they were throwing it and could hit about 60 mph, and
yeah.
they were like, I said, bloody hell, I said that's a bit slow, innit? And my teacher went, he did it, and he hit 60, and
Yeah.
I started laughing. He's going, "Oh, go on then, show off," and I throw left-handed mainly, and I think I hit 94, and he was like,
94.
yeah, and he was like, oh. And he was like, I bet you can't do that again. Next one was, I think, 89. And then it was, I think, 102. I was like, right. And then he actually went and bought baseball bats and to see how fast we could swing for
Oh yeah.
hand-eye coordination. And my teacher wouldn't let me do it. He was like, Aaron, he said, you're just hitting things too fast. He's like, if you played baseball, he said, honestly, he said, I think you could have made it. I'm like, yeah, but I've been to Florida, oh God, about 10 years ago now. Went to that old NASA space station, went to Orlando, Florida, did all that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I love NASA. I find it all very, very interesting. Proves how America's really good and UK bloody sucks. You can
Yeah.
so-called put someone on the moon. I don't believe that America did. I'm someone who goes for all the conspiracy theories. That I love it. You're probably going to dislike me a little bit more now.
So have you been to America?
Yeah,
You been to America?
I went to Orlando, Florida for 3
Yeah.
weeks.
You see, you liked it?
Oh, absolutely loved it. I was disappointed when I had to go. I was literally just like, oh, bloody love it here.
I've never been to Florida.
I think me and Cinderella had a thing.
I've never been to Florida.
I went to, I'd love to, that's kind of where this speaking, the motivational speaking, I said I'd love to be invited to go to America and talk in front of
Yeah.
people. I said that is my goal, to be able to go and get paid for it. But obviously, but as a motivational speaker I watch who just gives ones about life, and he's been doing it about 15 years, and he's got a net worth of $250 million. And it's like, well, if he can do it, Why can't I?
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research on it, and there aren't actually many epilepsy ones, people who talk about it. So I'm like, let me be the first. It's like I'm already writing a bloody book
Yeah.
called Devil in the Mirror. So working on that, working on spreading the word, doing these, and fingers crossed it gets going. And as hopefully you stay fit and healthy as well.
Yep.
So keep the strength going, and I don't know how busy you are. So unless are you busy or
Not really.
no?
Kids are just running around.
I think I'll save having kids for quite a while.
Yeah.
Wait till I can look after myself first before. If I can last a year without injuring myself, then I'll know. I can have a kid now.
I was just a little younger than you when I had my first.
Bloody hell! Was that my mum got married at 18. Has got 5 kids. I lost my older sister when she was I think she was 3 weeks old. She'll be 26 now. So I've lost a younger sister and an older sister.
Yeah. I was 20 when my oldest daughter was born.
What's she called?
Oh, she's 21.
Bloody hell. What's she called?
Huh?
What's her name?
Kaylin.
Cool name. You got any other you said you've got you got old girls, boy, girl.
I got 3 girls and a boy.
I think that's where I'm really glad that I'm an older brother, because everyone around where I live knows who my little sister is, and they're like, "Is your older brother, Aaron?" And she's like, "Yeah," and they are terrified of me. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, she's got an older brother. Don't you dare upset her. You've got me to deal with. And they literally stop her when they talk to me. Are you okay? Yeah, how are you? And one of them actually had a go at I got into an argument with her, and I think they wolf whistled and called her quite an inappropriate word beginning with a C, and they called her a sexy C word when she just started high school. I hunted the little lad down, and I think I scared him that didn't lay a finger on him. Scared him that much. I know his mum. And I walked back with him, told his mum what he'd said. He ran upstairs, and all of a sudden all you could hear was him hacking his guts up. I scared him that much. Now Kelsey's the most popular person in her school.
Jeez.
I literally put the fear of God into him.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But wish the health to all your kids as well for me.
All right.
And you stay safe and stay well.
You too, buddy.
Yes, got some work on my site to be uploading now, so I'll leave you to it. And if you want to join the chat tomorrow, just click the comment or whatever, and I'll speak to you again.
All right, man. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too. Stay safe and stay well.
Yeah, you too.
You too. Speak to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.